Hey, welcome back to Wrenchie. I like to do a series of videos on back to basics, just basic maintenance that we all need to do on our bikes, and it'll save us a ton of money. And frankly, I think get a lot of satisfaction knowing you can do it yourself and doing it correctly. I'm going to be doing this on both the bikes, so I'll be mixing them up, the 2012 and the 2016 Ninja, depending on what they need and when they need it. Also, I highly recommend that you obtain a copy, if you don't already have one, of your owner's manual. Read it, understand it, the service intervals that your bike calls for. They may differ year to year. In addition, if you don't have that, and even if you do, a shop manual. This happens to be from Haynes. It covers our Ninja 1000s, Z1000s, and Versus 1000s from 2010 to 2016. So it covers both of my bikes here. These are pretty decent. I will refer to these once in a while in these videos. So without further ado, let's get on with this video. In this video, we're going to do a simple oil and filter change. So let's get wrenching. So what you'll need to get this job done is a pair of nitrile gloves or something to keep the oils off you, oil filter wrench of some sort, ratchet, maybe some extensions, 14 millimeter socket or wrench, a brand new crush washer, a new oil filter, handy rags so you can wipe up any messes, torque wrench, something to catch the old oil in, and of course, new oil. So here we go. The oil filter is genuine Kawasaki part number 16097-0008. You can use aftermarket. I happen to like the high flow aftermarket. It's a great filter. I've used a lot of them. It also has a nut that is welded or part of the can assembly right on the top of the can, so you can get a torque wrench on it, which is really handy to both put on and to take off later. I'm going to be using the original one. That's what I have on the bike now, and I'll show you how to take it off and on in case you are just using the original parts. First thing to do is just break loose the drain bolt. Should be pretty easy to get loose with the ratchet. Remove the drain bolt with the oil drain. And you want to remove that crush washer and replace it. Do not reuse these, they're cheap and you don't want it to leak. Go ahead and get your oil wrench on the filter and loosen it up. If it doesn't loosen up and keeps slipping, you can try taking some duct or masking tape and wrap it around the filter, and then after a few turns flip it over and wrap around so the sticky side is out, and that'll give it a better grip so you can get that filter off. So go ahead and spin it off, let it drain out, and dispose of it appropriately. At this point, you want to just wipe off the surface where the oil filter seats. Just get all the dirt and extra oil off of that. The oil will keep dripping out, that's okay. We'll come back and hit it again before we put the new filter on. Go ahead and grab your filter and fill it up with about 2/3 the way full of oil, fresh oil that you're going to be putting in the engine. You want to do this because it will get the filter paper already wet inside and help get the lubricant up in the engine sooner when you start the bike for the first time, rather than having to fill the oil filter before getting the oil up in the engine. Then go ahead and lubricate the seal. Give the surface just another quick wipe and spin it on. Careful not to cross thread here. It should go on super simple. Well, you can't get a torque wrench on the filter. It's 17 Newton meters, I believe, is torque. But all you need to do is get a rag and get it nice and clean and tighten it as tight as you can by hand. And that's all you need. Go ahead and just wipe down the surface for the new drain bolt. Get that new crush washer on the drain bolt, and go ahead and reinsert that. Torque spec on the drain bolt is 29 Newton meters, so set your torque wrench to 29 and go ahead and torque it down. This time you just need to fill her back up full of oil. Use whatever oil your manufacturer recommends. I use the synthetic Amsoil 10W40. Once you fill it up, it takes about 4 quarts. I go a little bit less than that, but make sure it's already full in the view glass. You start her up, check for leaks, and you'll notice the oil level goes down, and that's normal. If you shut the bike off and let her sit for a little bit, it'll level back out, and you see it's pretty low right there, so we'll just top it off until it's like halfway, 3/4 of the way between the low and the high mark on this casing. Make sure your bike's level when you do this. I have them on a paddock stand, so it's nice and level. And just let the oil sit and find its level, and there you go. You're all set. All you need to do at this point is put the oil filler cap back in and get a rag and wipe up any mess that you made, like I do, and you're done. Okay, that's it. Quick oil change and filter change. You'll notice I have the fairing off. That's absolutely not necessary for this service. It does not call in the manual to remove the fairing. I took it off for 2 reasons. One, so you can get a better view of what I'm doing down there. I get the camera in there and you can see what's happening with the oil filter, etc. And number 2, I'm going to do another service, which is their filter change, where it does require you to remove the left and right fairings. But that's for the next video. So until then, ride safe. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate all your comments. And if those of you who can ride this time of year, which is end of November, good for us. Those of you who can't, now's the time to do some service on your bike and get it ready for the next season. So until then, keep wrenching. Take care.